works in this capacity in strength and conditioning at Tulane with football, volleyball, sand volleyball. Previously worked in strength and conditioning at LSU and Purdue. Tulane plays at Rutgers on Saturday. Please give a warm quarterback club welcome to Jeffrey Earls of Tulane University. Jeffrey.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club for having me again this year. It's truly a blessing, a privilege, and an honor to come speak to you all today. As he mentioned, previously I served on the strength and conditioning staff at Purdue University. My first job as a strength and conditioning coach was at LSU. After LSU, I went to the University of Texas. I also spent time in the NFL on the strength and conditioning staffs of the Oakland Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. Truly excited to continue my journey in the profession of strength and conditioning here at Tulane University in my great home state of Louisiana. Had a tough loss this past weekend at Duke University, but we're moving forward. There are two types of mindsets in this world, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. A lot of people right now may not believe in the Tulane Green Wave, but I'm a true believer. Our coaching staff is a great coaching staff. We're headed in the right direction. When you have a growth mindset, you fight when there are adverse times in your life. You fight through the losses. You fight through the challenges. You fight through criticism. When you have a fixed mindset, you let adversity beat you down to the ground. You stay down. Tulane Green Wave, we're not about that. We will prevail, we will be successful, and it all starts at the top with our great head coach, Coach Curtis Johnson. We're looking forward to moving forward against Rutgers University. Our young men are committed, they're focused, they're determined to make great things happen as we move forward. In the field of strength and conditioning, our job is to mentally and physically prepare our student athletes at the highest level possible. We do that every day with the daily grind mentality. So again, as I mentioned, we have a growth mindset. Regardless of what you face, we're focused on moving forward, working our way through the challenges and through the adversity. If you have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them to the best of my ability.
Raise your hand, please.
I have a question. Do you think that with all of the traveling that y'all had to do for practice in the fall had anything to do with the conditioning of the players? Because I noticed in the Georgia Tech game that some of them were going out. I know it was extremely hot. And I have heard that there seems to be an issue with the turf at the new stadium. Is there a problem with that?
No, ma'am, absolutely not. Georgia Tech had to play in those same conditions. We did too. Regardless if you have to travel, you still have to play the game of football at a high level. We haven't been getting the job done at our potential, but we will get it done. So we really are not in the business of making excuses. The bottom line is we haven't been getting the job done. We haven't been finishing in the fashion that we're capable of finishing. I believe in each and every one of those coaches, each and every one of those young men that wear the T on their helmets. We will get the job done.
Speaking of the Georgia Tech game, the heat stuff is all about hydration. All the heat, the guys that was coming in.
Absolutely. So he mentioned the word hydration. You know, getting prepared to play the violent game of football, as Coach mentioned, it's a tough sport, okay? Our preparation starts well before a lot of you think about it, okay? Our preparation from getting athletes acclimatized to the heat starts in the rigors of the summer off-season training. And there's no doubt in my mind that we prepared those guys at the highest level possible. Obviously, the outcome wasn't the desired outcome, but we're going to move forward, and we will prevail, we will win. That's the mindset, that's the attitude, no excuses, we will get it done.
How hard is it to keep these guys focused?
It's a great question. How hard is it to keep the guys focused? Basically, as leaders of young men, you're going to get what you pour into them. So as a coach, you have to be focused. So every day when they walk into our training facility, it's our job as strength and conditioning professionals to set the stage immediately upon them coming in. So we're fully energetic, we're fully positive, we're fully intense, and we're committed to making sure that our training regimen is putting them in a position to succeed. So from a focus standpoint, it starts with the leaders up top, and that's Coach CJ, the coaching staff. You know, our job is to remain positive. You know, either you allow things or you promote them. Okay, we're going to promote positivity. Okay, we don't promote negativity. We promote growth. We promote tough, hard work, and that's what we get out of the young men each and every day. Nobody is giving up. We don't allow that. Okay, we are focused, and we make sure that they understand that that's what gives Sept: focus and attention to detail. Yes, sir.
Just kind of curious, what are the number of athletes that you deal with and the size of your staff? What's the ratio of your staff to the athletes?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part of the question.
Ratio of staff to athletes.
Okay, so the NCAA allows 5 strength and conditioning coaches to work with football. So now across the board, whether you're talking about this university or another university, you have the opportunity to have 5 strength and conditioning coaches to work with the football program. Now, your ratio is going to be dependent on how many athletes are in the weight room at one time based on your group sizes. So some schools may have 3 groups a day like we do. Some schools may have 4 or 5 groups a day. So that's going to be dependent upon how many student athletes are in the training room at one time. And their schedule is going to be based on their academic schedules, tutor schedules, everything that they have going on outside of football.
Thank you. Good answer.
Anyone else?
As a strength and conditioning staff, y'all kind of have an emphasis that you like to focus on. You know, some teams that may face a bunch of power offenses, or they may focus on bulking up their team, or if you're in a conference that maybe has more spread teams, you focus on being a little quicker. What kind of emphasis do you guys have?
Our director of football strength and conditioning is Coach Rob Phillips, and we have one of the most diverse programs in the country. I know we do, okay? So we focus on powerlifting. We focus on Olympic lifting. Our speed is based on linear training, multi-directional training. Our energy system development is based on making sure the athlete is primed and ready to go from a conditioning standpoint. We do a lot of plyometrics for your jump training, first step explosion, quickness, agility. So we do a lot of different things to make sure that no stone is unturned in how we train our student athletes. Basically, we want to create a balanced athlete. If you have an athlete that's imbalanced, you're asking for injuries. So we address injury prevention through our training as well. Overall, you want to make sure that your program is well-rounded, and I do feel that we have an outstanding, well-rounded strength and conditioning program for our football student athletes.
The fastest 3 guys on the team.
Fastest 3 guys on the team. Let me think that through. It's gonna take a little while. Let me think. I would say Richard Carthon is one of them.
How fast is Xavier Rush? He looks fast.
He is pretty fast. He's a great route runner as well. You know, more importantly, once you see Xavier Rush with the ball in his hands, he does outstanding things with it. You know, I would say Richard Carthon is probably one of our faster guys. We have really solid speed on our defensive line. Tyler Gilbert is one of our faster defensive linemen. Justin Shackelford, Torian Nixon, Sherman Beatty obviously is really fast, explosive. And the key to remember is in the sport of football, you know, it's not just straight ahead linear speed. You have to be a multi-directional athlete. Not every play is going to be straight ahead. So we have athletes that can make moves with the ball in their hands to get the job done. Yes, sir.
Coach, how's the kid from Robert Kennedy from Bell Chase? I happen to know his family, his coaches. In fact, he was a state wrestling finalist at heavyweight at 220 pounds. How's he doing? I know he's being redshirt.
Robert Kennedy is a very focused young man, very diligent. He pays attention to detail, very coachable, very hard worker. So we look forward to what he's going to do. And these coaches at Tulane University do an outstanding job of developing the student athletes. One thing you have to remember is that the way these young men come into these collegiate programs, they should leave totally different. And our job as leaders, coaches, is to develop what comes in the door. So we're doing a great job of developing these student athletes. He's doing very good from attention to detail standpoint. He's a very hard worker. Yes, sir.
May want to end on this. All the people speaking up there think your job's the hardest based on what's happened so far. It's very refreshing to hit the nail on the head, no excuses, get to the point. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And, you know, life is all about overcoming adversity. And we're talking about a football game right here. I'm sure many of you out in the audience have faced much more tougher situations in life than losing a football game. But the key to it is to remember that you have to be positive. You have to have a growth mindset. You have to work your way out of challenges. We don't believe in making excuses. And at the end of the day, you have to provide results. And we're in a results-driven industry, and we will get it done. I wish you all the best in all that you do. Thank you again for having me. I look forward to being back next year.